Today, precious people, and yes, this is Pietro here at the corner store. To my left, we have
Tori Watson Jones.
Christopher Bass, aka C Bass.
and yes, we are being sponsored today by Baker and H Media Productions, Cruise Tax Consultants, and you want to make sure you get your taxes done by January 29th. Come here at 1216 East McClure, right outside Glen Park, across the street from the gas station that doesn't have any gas.
No gas.
Yes, and today our discussion today we're talking about idols, and that's actually a kind of a serious subject, dealing with a lot of spirituality, a lot of religious practices, a lot of things that people have picked up in the world to start practicing in lieu of what actual spiritual or godly or whatever faith is. So first of all, what is the definition of idols?
An idol is an image or representation of a god that uses an object of worship or a person or a thing that is greatly admired or loved or revered to the point where it becomes religious practice. So how some celebrities may have a stalker. He may have he or she may have a shrine dedicated to that person. That can be looked at as being religious.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me an example.
Typically, when we think religious, we think of some people might go as far as Christianity, or they'll go to Muslim, or they'll go about stuff with Buddhism, stuff like that. But no, when you sit there and you admire this one person who is just as human as you are, and you sit there and just sit there and look and dwindle and indulge how perfect and how much you think they are to you. You sit there, you follow them, you sit there, and your whole life becomes about that person.
Right.
That person can become your God.
Okay,
so that becomes religious. It becomes religious towards you.
Okay,
because you're treating that person up there like that. You're treating them as a God, per se.
Right.
There are some people who, certain pop artists. I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift, for example.
Right.
There are some people who might look at people
Who would pick Taylor Swift?
There are people out there.
There's people who love Taylor Swift.
Yeah, there's people like that.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. There are some people who they can't.
Right. What we don't like, someone else loves. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, no knock on Taylor Swift. I'm just looking at him talking with all his bass in his voice, and he picked up Taylor Swift.
I'm just giving an example.
What you mad because the bass is in your voice?
Well, I got bass this week. I'm gonna be back in my falsetto voice.
Tori's is suffering from what? Stroke?
You gave me a stroke?
That's stroke though. Stroke though.
Stroke though.
You suffering from struggleitis?
I don't know what it is. I'm just going back to you picking Taylor Swift.
I'm just giving an example.
All this bass in your throat.
This is no offense towards Taylor. I'm just giving a broad example. Any well-known, just really big pop stars. Like I said, Michael Jackson, someone like that. Or even an actor.
Yeah.
So
how does a person come to that point? I mean, how does a person come to where somebody who is mortal, who has the same frailties, the same emotions, same, that they have, how can they make that person to be higher than what they are? How can a person come like that? Because I think that happens all the time. Even in professional world, I've been in business where you see people, he's the president, he's the CEO. Oh, we got to walk softly and speak softly. And I'm like, my old thing. It sounds
admiration. It's just too much.
And my thing is that I've always thought this way, except with Janet Jackson. That's a whole different level.
Yeah.
But I love.
You got something to tell us, man?
But it's the one thing that really makes, I don't really have that towards people, because I think like this, you stink up a bathroom just like I do.
Hello?
And so the air freshener.
Unless they know something I don't know, they put their pants on one leg at a time.
And right. And so I don't get that. So what is your advice on that? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's like this. I feel like there's a thin line between somebody being a role model and then somebody being something that you idolize.
Right.
Usually, to me, I feel like it's something that person is missing. So if I was to idolize somebody, it's probably something that I don't feel like I have, and that I'm missing, and I'm reaching to try to grab that or to obtain it or want to be like.
Right.
As far as false idols, like a Santa Claus or Easter Bunny, that was something that we were taught in our childhood. Some of us, not everybody.
Right.
Some people grew up where there was parents who just flat out told you Santa Claus didn't buy crap.
Right.
I bought that. Right. I worked every day for that. You know, so sometimes there's taught in your childhood to idolize things like that. Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, you know, Boogeyman.
Right.
That's how you got your kids to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You go to sleep, Boogeyman gonna get you.
Right.
You know, things like that. I mean, it's easy to create an idol or create and put something there and make it into something.
Exactly.
Words.
Yeah, we're gonna finish talking about that. We're gonna go to this episode right now, this skit, and we're gonna come back to that subject right there, and we'll be right back. I mean, about time. I mean, y'all have me on hold forever. Okay, I get it. Hey, I placed an order for this new, what is this, Hulkbuster Ultimate figure, and I placed the order 2 weeks ago, and I haven't received it yet. And Christmas is coming. And where I'm at, it snows, so it could be delayed. I need to know why it hasn't been sent. My order number is 459283. Why? Huh? I'm calm. I'm very calm. I'm looking at the tracking. It says it's not here. It says it's not even left the store yet. Okay, could you overnight that? Okay, of course. There's so many other orders that you can do. Okay, well, thank you. Well, Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, bye. Hey, babe. Just got off the phone with, with them. Yeah, looking for that Hulkbuster. Yeah, it hasn't, the action figure that Jimmy won. Yeah, they haven't sent it out. They said they're back up in order, so it's going out today. No, they can't overnight it either. No, I'm wrapping here. Did you go get the tree? Okay, I got the kids' presents here. I got this one that we're waiting for. Okay. You say you got the tree. Okay. All right. Did you get the costume? The Santa Claus costume? Because I got it, Yeah. All right. I mean, and I put up the lights tonight. Yes, I'm going to put them up tonight. I asked Harold next door to help me. Yes. Okay. Let me call you back. This is my brother. Yeah, he's Mr. Professor now. Yeah, I'll call you back, man. All right, love you. Bye. What's up, man? Sit here at the office. Yeah. Wrapping some gifts. Huh? For Christmas. I mean, what else I'll wrap gifts for? Man, don't even start with that. Don't even start with that. Yeah, you get out of prison, and now you, Mr. Professor, you read a few books, now you know everything about everything. You grew up on Christmas trees and gifts. What you talking about? It's not paganism. I mean, paganism, well, we ain't worshiping no God. I mean, no golden calf or nothing like that. We just got Christmas lights and trees and costume and gifts. What the, I mean, everybody do it. What you talking about? Man, please. You trying to get on your feet. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here. It's just gifts, man. No. Oh, what did it say? Okay. It may have been from that era in the Roman area, but that doesn't mean that I'm celebrating like they doing it. It may came from then, but it's a gift. I know the reason for the season. I don't need you to tell me all that either. Man, look. I gotta go back to work. I'm out of class. So you don't need to be teaching me anything else. All right. How about you find yourself a job? How about you do that? Don't be, hey, don't be getting up. Yeah. But Joker hung up on me. And yes, we are back from that skit, and Tyrone was a mess. But it's kind of what you said, that he was raised to believe that you got to have a tree, Santa Claus, gifts. If it's not this, it's not Christmas.
Yeah, and those type of things become deeply rooted in you, and then you pass that on from generation to generation.
Right. And I mean, well, I don't know. I like all that.
Me too.
I don't have to have that, but I like all that. And then it's like, is it commercialized? Where the kids, they see the colors and they see the wrappers and they know they're getting gifts, and it's the tree and then the cookies and the dinner and Santa Claus is the whole idea that there's somebody coming to the house and I had to be good for him. I mean, is that just commercialized, or is it something that we shouldn't be teaching our kids?
You know what though? I was raised, if you didn't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. So if you believe in that and that's what you fall on, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, what's good and what's bad with giving somebody something to look into and then something that makes them happy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Now, if they can't function every day because of that,
right.
If you can't function the next day because you had a Christmas party at your house and the next day you can't function and it wasn't the eggnog,
right?
You tripping over the whole bliss of it. Something wrong with you.
And that's the false worship, the false idols and all that. Chris, what's your ideas about that?
For Christmas customs. Well,
what's your tongue doing?
My mind was going in two different directions with this.
Okay.
I'm asking you
because I found some history on the origins of Christmas and what it really deeply
Where
meant.
you get this from? Where's it from?
This is from therealtruth.org.
Okay.
And from what I'm finding out, which is really terrifying.
What is it saying?
So, first off, what would you hear? The Christmas cheer about Santa Claus. Which one you want first?
Okay.
Give us something.
So, Christmas observance started in Rome. Let's give a brief history. Started in Rome, AD 336. Festivals of Isis and Osiris, and religions of Sol, sun god of Babylon. So this is nothing to even. No, I know we tie with Christian and whatnot. It has nothing to do with Christian.
Okay.
So how that got blended in, and basically what they're saying is that what would happen is the Jew, Christians, and the Gentile Christians. During the Roman Empire, I guess there was an issue as far
as Christians. Okay.
Anybody who's not a Jew.
Okay.
So it's for anybody.
Okay.
So there was a blending before pagans were become Christians. There was some that might not come over unless they brought their original customs into Christianity. So it got blended.
Okay.
However,
so some of the things that the Gentiles was practicing, they said they became Christian, and they said, well,
they didn't want to let it go.
They didn't want to take over. Okay. All right.
Because originally it was a Babylonian. This is nothing even deeply rooted in Christianity.
Okay.
And what's scary is Santa Claus is associated with Odin.
Well,
because Odin, who is a Norse god in Norse mythology.
Okay.
As far as the colors, green, red, so it has nothing to do with any of that. And a Christmas tree, again, comes from when I'm just here, Babylonian. Wait a minute.
So it comes from Babylon. So
it's a very. Hold on a second. Here we go. The word Christmas tree. All right, here we go.
Yeah, and what year did it say this come out?
According to this, it goes back to AD 336. See, some of these were predated before Christianity, so these don't even really came in. But like I said, there are times where people just didn't want to let it go.
Okay.
They didn't see anything wrong with it, and there was a blending. And see, the problem is all it does is pretty much go into how there was, because during the Roman Empire.
So tell us about the Christmas tree, you said?
I can start over again real quickly because I messed up real quick. This thing that messed up.
Well, I mean, it's so many things that I'm sure has been taken over from the Gentiles over into Christianity, and I think that's has been passed down, because I believe that grandma and mama teach you these things all from back then, and then you have those who that are from African descent, and they'll say that's not what we did in Africa. And y'all picked up this when y'all came here,
right?
And so but over the years it comes a comfort, it comes a comfort where it's I enjoy being around. I enjoy, this. And so, it's hard to take that away from kids that are expecting it, and then to give them what?
Right. What do you replace it with?
Right.
What's going to shine and twinkle like that does?
Yeah. And even with Easter eggs, Easter with the rabbit. What did you have from the rabbit?
So the rabbit is a symbolization of fertility. And the eggs also, again, I have that here as well. The eggs are actually also part of the symbol of fertility. They are...
Because rabbits have so many babies all the time, yes. Yeah.
Well, to begin with, the name itself is not Christian, but pagan. It comes from Astura, which was an Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring.
Okay.
And notice the name Easter comes to us from Astura, or Easter, for whom a spring festival is held annually. And it's not from this. It is from this pagan festival that some of our Easter customs have come. So color eggs, along associated with Easter celebration, nearly every culture in the world does this. All right. Notice the origin of the Easter egg is based on the fertility lore of the Indo-European races. The egg is to them became a symbol of spring. In Christian times, the egg has been bestowed upon its religious interpretation, becoming a symbol of a rock tomb out of which Christ emerged into the new life of his resurrection. However, there was never any type of eggs. There was never eggs. It was just a symbol of fertility. It just happened to get blended in there through just the mixing of different.
Right.
And this is the same source.
Same source. Okay, so I mean,
it all goes to Encyclopedia Britannica. They're all saying the exact same thing.
Really?
It goes back to, and I can't pronounce this thing's name. Ostara. It's Ostara.
What's that? Oster.
Ostara.
Ostara. Yeah. Well, because at that time we have church, we have Easter coming and all that. So why is it that we put so much emphasis on that, as far as, especially in the church where they have?
You were right. Rapid rate of reproduction.
Huh?
The reason why, because their rapid reproduction is well known.
At that time. So therefore,
but the problem is rabbits do not lay eggs.
Right.
So
they give birth.
Why is eggs, rabbit? And this is not me, like I said, trying to hurt anybody's view of Easter, because we have some people, like I said, anything can become religious to somebody.
Right.
I'm not trying to offend anybody with this. However, eggs, rabbits, I ain't never seen a rabbit lay an egg before. Right. Have you?
I don't know, but those Pillsbury eggs, what are they called?
Pillsbury eggs.
What they call? What's the?
With the chocolate and the eggs.
I ain't mad at that.
I used to like them.
I ain't mad at that.
That was precious when
what
we
was
kids.
They called? Roxbury eggs?
The Pillsbury.
Pillsbury. I don't know, but I ain't mad at those.
But one thing I do know, in all these different pagan beliefs, is that they center around, and we already said about talking a little bit more about church on this particular episode, is that they center around about Christ, okay, and Christ was during Christmas and Christ during Easter.
That's the funny part.
And so then it's it's centered around that, but they snuff out that they want to talk about that. If I could get you to concentrate on gifts, tree, Santa Claus,
it's marketing.
I don't have to work. You don't have to concentrate on this. If I can get you to talk about bunnies, clothes, and baskets, you won't have to talk about this. So I don't know.
I think it's all a marketing tool, even to
for commercial. Right?
Yeah, it's for commercialism. Even down to Valentine's Day. People idolize that day.
Right.
Don't show up in the house without something
right.
for your boo on that day. But if you look up Saint Valentine's. Yeah. It's not a correlation with gifts.
Right.
We as Americans and as people who socialize everything with commercialism, we added that in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had something about that on Valentine's, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Some story about Valentine's actually comes from two different sources.
What's the sources?
Valentine's Day comes from actually. One of them, I can't quite pronounce the name of it. Lupus, Luprcalia.
I think you said it right.
Lupercalia, I cannot pronounce. Juno Februata. Some weird words.
So what about them, though?
It's a feast day.
Okay.
So basically, in essence, women in
both are pretty much to.
so Juno Ferrepta was for the goddess of Febreze or fever of love, and pretty much with the as far as like just the short term of this, they would give you billets, which were small pieces of paper with the name of a teenage girl written on it, and they were put into a container. Boys would then choose one billet at random. The boy and the girl whose name was drawn would become a couple, joining in erotic games and feast. Like Roman Empire, that's gonna be erotic game. You get the gist. And parties celebrate throughout Rome.
Right.
After the festival, they would remain sexual partners for the rest of the year.
Just a year.
The custom was observed in the Roman Empire for centuries.
Right.
So Valentine's Day is more, it comes from more carnal, I guess. Again, there's nothing wrong with love, nothing wrong with nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
However, it has nothing to say, it's like the Valentine's Day that we know, compared to its origins, is so far apart. And no one really knows how deep rooted it is. The reason why I can say it sells is because it's a day of love, it's a day of giving, it's a day of give and take, it's a day of just bonding with other people. There's no, as far as roots, the roots are completely blocked away unless you do the research for yourself.
Right.
I'm tripping at the fact that you write your name down here, you write your name down here, put it in the bucket.
You don't know what you
mix it all out.
You talking about
grab a name here, boom.
You know she got one eye.
Right. But you know there was some people back there fixing that ballot back there.
You know.
If you had a crush on somebody, you figured out a way to make sure that's who you was hooked up with for that year.
I'm finna cuff my paper. Right. And I'm gonna reach in there.
I'm gonna fold mine a different way. Yeah, grab that.
Right, grab that one.
You know.
It had to be.
It had to be.
It be that one. Don't she itch a lot?
She stank.
And she stank.
Hey, so what I'm saying, they don't want to get no say in that matter. Who you got paired up with, that was just...
And you had to be for the whole year.
The whole year you stuck.
But I'm bad at the whole year. I'm bad at that. Not a lifetime.
A year. Who determined the year back then?
Who determined the year?
They didn't even know the time back then. They went by sun and moon. The moon went up, okay. Sun down, okay.
I can't wait till this sun get back up.
These suns and moons had to flip back and forth before a year is over with. Probably only was twice. And they called that a year. Confused.
Then what you do? What if they get on each other's nerves? What if things change? What if people stop looking? What if there's an accident and you lost a leg? What if?
I'll be honest, I ain't get that far into it because I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is not Valentine's Day. I know. This is wow. I was freaking out like, what?
And she said on her paper, on her calendar, you got 6 more months.
Hold on.
Get in here. It's just the thing. The customs back then is so different than we have now, but it was normal to them.
So I'm wondering if that ties to the Valentine's Day cards.
Yes,
you know how
that's
you
where
get
that
your
comes from.
sweeties, the Valentine's Day
That's funny. I don't understand.
I don't have that a
So
lot
you
of
never had
cards.
to get the Valentine's Day card?
Yeah.
That you're my Valentine? It's kind of. But it's not the same as this.
It's not the same.
Because they put this in a container and you're picking out of it.
But think about it. You get the Valentine's card, you my Valentine, you Valentine for the whole year till you get another Valentine to someone else, right?
I don't hand out a lot of Valentines in my time, though, but I got.
You attached to a lot of folks.
That's kind of
you owe folks some years. You owe folks some years.
Wait a minute. I didn't think that out.
We'll be right back after these messages right now.
Larry's Barber College teaches the popular craft of hairstyling, provides mentorship, life lessons, and counseling. $8 haircut, 1,500 clock hours of classroom. Curriculum includes history of barbering, professional image, anatomy, chemistry, and many others. Practical includes razors, clippers and shear, cutting, shaving, color, chemical application, and hairstyling. Larry's Barber College, located at 1315 West Garden Street, Peoria, Illinois 61602. Phone number 773-779-2100.
And welcome back. Yes, and we're still talking about idols. Okay, so one question I did have is, why do people compromise? Why do they compromise? Why do they make it a choice to do something more tangible, something they can see, feel, taste, hear, than to have a more of a sacred ceremonial kind of sacredcy? Why do people do that? Well, what is it? I mean, what is it?
I think it's easier.
It's easier?
It's easier if you can taste it, if you can see it, if you can smell it, if you can adorn it. It's credible.
Okay.
You know,
opposed to something that you can't.
opposed to faith.
Yeah,
where you just, you know,
you can't
yeah,
see.
you can't
She
see.
stole mine. That's pretty much it. Like
You wasn't gonna say that.
Yes, it was. Well, because people are naturally skeptical. Let's be real. No, for a deep moment, people are naturally skeptical. If I can't see it,
Yeah.
how can I trust that?
Right.
This is why testimony is so important, because if I see you in me, because you just like me, right? If you can do it, maybe I can do it too. Maybe there's hope for me too. But in this case, it's hard to drop that. It's hard to drop the skeptic. It's hard to, you stick with what's familiar to you. I know this. This is a guaranteed stretch for me. It works for me. Or does it work for you? Maybe in your mind it works for you.
I don't know. I think it's also too that it's a buy-in. You have everybody buying into this, or the majority buying into
money.
this. You don't have a whole lot of, like going back to the commercialism that we talked about earlier, you don't have a whole lot of people selling faith on TV and marketing that
Well, it's hard to
in
trust
your
that.
Walmart. Right. You can't.
Yeah,
But they got TVs everywhere. They started adorning the stores in September with Christmas items.
Yeah.
Christmas trees,
Yeah.
lights, and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you seeing it everywhere, it's more credible. Everybody's doing it, type of thing.
Right.
Let's just do it. Everybody's
Yeah.
doing it.
Right. And
So
it's stuff about the
gift
sacredcy
giving,
of it.
gift giving, it just, and that's another thing I'd say, like when we say materialism,
Right.
it's become a big part of Christmas.
Right.
You
It's
think Christmas, you
commercialized.
think of gifts.
Right.
Gift giving, you receiving. For some people, just receive.
Right.
Not so much as give.
Right. You found something about Christmas, and
You want to hear it? It's
well,
pretty
they
dark.
think
It's
we on
pretty
a
dark.
show. We gotta
Did you
get
just ask him for the Christmas?
It's pretty dark. Well, I'm saying that because it's pretty dark. It's some more like truth as far as the origins
No
of
holds
Christmas.
bars, Chris. Come
Okay.
on.
Well, give us the Christmas information.
I better have a lunch bag ready for you. Okay, so the practice is
What's the source?
The source is rcg.org,
Okay.
and
Come on with it.
RCG.
the practice has its roots in a prime function of all priests of Baal. Keep in mind the Hebrew word for priest is Khan. However, the following quotes from the two Babylons, Alexander Hishuk, and it was a principle of Mosaic law. No doubt derived, like I said, from African faith. However, so Baal was actually required that who people would pray to at the time. It was basically like a dark spirit. So what they would do is, to please Baal, they would have human sacrifice. You were required to eat the meat of that human being.
Cannibalism.
Yes.
This is Christmas.
That's the
What year is this?
This is still rooted in. This would have been AD
Okay.
during time. Yeah, 300 years after Christ, before the Roman Church kept Christmas. This would be 300 years after Christ.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So that was like a feast? What was, wait a minute.
they were still people practicing that.
Eating
it
somebody.
was. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And you know, took a bite out of their leg.
Orange and Christmas sprays.
Where Jerry at?
Right.
What? I ain't seen
From the
Jerry.
word cannibal, it gets from the word cannibal.
Really?
I didn't know. I'm sitting here freaking out myself. Like, what?
Jerry, I ain't seen him in 2 moons. Where he be?
Santa Claus
Y'all
also
know Jerry was the feast last Christmas. Y'all know we roasted Jerry last Christmas. That's crazy.
That's so awful. That is so
I'll take the Santa Claus that we have nowadays.
Did the Jerry
In that
them days.
foolishness.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's a hot mess.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, I just couldn't imagine. I said, so that brings up another question. So the things that we see now as appalling, like, oh my God, I can't believe they did something like that.
So the Christmas tree, by the way, is from Egypt. That's not even. It came from Egypt. And
Let me explain this. So we think right now it's appalling. Like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. There's someone looking at us like, we can't believe that y'all think this way.
Right.
You know, that's
But
crazy.
y'all sitting there letting your kids sit on this man's lap
Yeah.
and tell them what you want for Christmas. They're probably looking at us crazy.
Right. And you don't know what he doing.
No.
But you were saying what about the Christmas tree in Egypt?
The Christmas tree is from Egypt, and its origin dates from a period long
Anterior to the Christian area. It
had
preceded,
trees. They had-
Christianity.
It's hot in Egypt.
I thought they had palm
It
trees.
preceded Christianity. This is not even, like I said, it goes back to Babylonian. This
Okay.
is long before. It's like 2,000 years. This is long before.
Right.
But people just kept it
Made
in
that tree
there.
look like Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
I
Man, a while
know
going
why.
on back then
What
in
was the
Egypt.
ornaments? The coconut.
The problem with trying to like, and see like the issue I'm having here, and like I said, this is,
But it's fun.
because it's a mixture of different things. Literally, everything I'm reading is, it's just, there's so many different things that come underneath this.
Come on.
cannibalism being one of them.
The origin of the Christmas tree, which was, it really didn't mean much of anything other than it was just part of like idol worship, like we talked about being religious. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there really is all that falls under just idolatry, just building up on itself,
Yeah.
on more idols,
Right.
on more idols,
Right.
on more idols.
There's so many things involved with it.
This is suddenly getting you all
I'm just surprised.
Really?
I don't know what to say because I'm like,
Excited?
look at someone like who grew up on Christmas.
Yeah.
Didn't think this deeply on Christmas.
Yeah.
So has this changed how you feel about
Yeah.
Christmas for you? Because I'm still going to go look for Santa Claus.
You know what? What makes this
That's okay. So that comes with a
what
question.
makes it hard because it's like.
So yeah, that makes a question. How do you see Christmas now? Considering the information
See,
you
it's
just read.
confusing because someone, like I said, being a Christian, like it's hard because it's like you didn't know it had that many deep roots.
Mhm. But since now you know,
So it still shouldn't change.
It doesn't quite change. It's. I'll be honest. I have no words at the moment. I'm trying to like ponder that myself. It's just like that's.
We don't took the words out of Christmas.
Tori,
Yeah,
what's
you
your,
don't know what to say,
how do
is
you-
that like-
how do you feel since you now know this information?
I'm looking at it like, okay.
What about
it's
Valentine's
there.
and Easter?
Oh, I'm still expecting the same thing that I've always done. I mean, that's what I know to do. That's great that we have this background information and where it derived from. But I don't look at, for myself, I don't look at that I idolize my idols. I
Yeah.
just feel like that's just what makes,
A part of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
just
kind
what
of
makes
like,
it for me.
I guess it's kind of like having a birthday party. You know you're going to have cake,
Yeah.
candles, balloons. This is the kind of things that come along. Not necessarily that you worship those things, but you just know that at this time, we're doing this. We're going to have these type of things. For me, you know, I mean, I'm okay with gifts. I give gifts all year long.
Yeah.
I give gifts all that. So I'm not big on, oh, Christmas, just go shopping. No, I give gifts all year long. I don't really have to have a tree. I don't. I like to see other people have it, and it's nice for them. Santa Claus, that's out. That's
You ain't gonna be sitting on Santa's lap?
Nope.
He can't come down your
I'm so sorry. Look, jolly
Santa
man.
can still come down my chimney. But on
Kids.
his way down, I'm gonna be here to pay a bill.
No, see
That's all I'm
that's
saying.
how folks get put out the house. We say, Santa coming to the house and reach it. All the hours I work. Ain't nobody else gonna bring you. No, I just and that was kind of what you said earlier. My mom was like that. My
Yeah.
mom was like that because I remember I stopped believing Santa Claus when I was 9, 10, and she flat out told me, no.
Ain't no Santa.
Ain't no setup. I was like, Mama, but then you go to TV, and then Mama did see it, and then, you know, yeah, he was at the mall. And she put her hand on her 2 good hips. I buy all the gifts.
Right.
And I said, oh,
Well, what about the tooth fairy? What she tell you about that?
wait, what for? You get no money for no tooth. That costs money because I got to take you to the dentist. you charge me.
Cause somebody like me, I'm gonna yank all my teeth out. Wait a minute, we get what? We get $5 for the mold. I'm gonna find some teeth.
Right.
The dog gonna walk around snagging tooth. Everybody gonna be missing some teeth, fooling around with me and
Right.
these idols.
Right. And then Valentine. Now I did not know about that. That's a trip with the Valentine.
It's more or less very carnal. It comes from a very carnal place, and I didn't. So I guess I don't know. It just never really.
Wait, but
Like,
what would be spiritual about Valentine's stuff? What could be spiritual? Like, what
that's the point. It really wouldn't. I mean, you picking a ballot out of a container. Oh, you gonna be with this girl over here. Or you
Yeah.
gonna be with this dude over here for a year, and then you go around. We at a feast. There's erotic games. You know, y'all can do what y'all want to do, and we just getting down.
I mean, I know that's another show for a different
That's a
time,
whole other show.
but there's some groups out there
Yeah.
that will be happy to know about this type of stuff.
Yeah,
that's
that's
going
what
on.
it is. I mean, it's
I mean, I got Showtime at my house.
Well, no, I used to know some people though, and that's all they was into. I never forget. I'm gonna tell this story. That, I got a story.
You always
Oh,
And then
got
we're gonna get
Well,
out.
here you go.
Because I think we over time. But I'll tell you, I used to know some folks that was into that. It was a website and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they invited me to, it's called, it was a meet and greet.
Uh-huh.
And it was
I bet it was.
Yeah, it was a meet and greet, and then everyone go to the mansion.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, and so I get to she invited me to the meet and greet. So I'm just thinking, oh, okay. So I'm sitting there like, okay. And then I'm wondering why, it's a couple over here and a dude waving. I'm like, hey, what's up? I didn't know who he was. And I remember going up to give me something to drink. And there was this girl there, and she was doing this, bouncing like that. I was like, look at you. You feeling good? And I asked her name. She said her name was her email name, whatever. It was Callie Brickhouse. I'll never forget that. I asked her, oh, so you want a drink? And I got her a drink. And she said, yeah. She said, you on the site? And I was like, oh, what site? And she was like, oh, never mind. So I get back to the table and I see two friends of mine that was there. So I'm sitting there talking to them and I'm like, hey, this girl just asked me about a site. And she was like, Pietro, you know where you at? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. I said, and I mentioned
At the meet and greet.
Yeah, the meet and greet. It was a mutual friend of ours at the time. It was a friend of ours. I said, invite me here. They was like, Pedro, this is a meet and greet for this sex thing where everybody come here, figure out, they're swingers and they figure out who they want to be with. And so I wonder why the man sitting over here waving and why she's sitting over here talking and a woman over
the
there
brick house over there
is flowers
working
in
the
the
wall.
wall and all that. And I'm like, I got up out of there, called that friend, cussed her out.
What's the friend there?
Then she came late. Oh, cussed her out good fast because I supposed to went there and met her there.
Right.
And I said, look, it's one thing of going to, like you going out to a club or a bar or whatever, and you got your own attention. That's the atmosphere that everybody's coming to have a good time and whatever happens, whatever. But when you go out there to a place and you're seeking this type of thing, and everybody's doing it, and you're the victim, you're not, you just thinking you're just going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And you got all these strange folks looking at you. You put in a situation that was very bad, and sad to say, me and her no longer. We stopped being friends, but we no longer friends. Not from that, but from other things. But yeah, that's my experience of that.
That's like I said. That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole other show. Well, that will be all for us today on Idols. I think we did touch some real tough topics and got some good information, right?
Oh yeah.
Anything else you want to read to us, Chris?
Unless you want to know about Halloween.
No, we gonna close your
We're
laptop.
gonna close your ear. Close the laptop. You're good.
My childhood is getting destroyed.
You're good. Well, we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next